How's it going, people? Sam and Slappy here, and this is kind of like the mini guide to Prifddinas, I guess. I thought I'd make this because, well, I streamed this yesterday, but for whatever reason I didn't record it, and some of you missed it as well, so yeah, I'll be going over this. Maybe you'll find it useful if you don't have access to Prifddinas. It'll give you some information, show it off, that kind of thing. And for those of you who do have access, or about to get access, then it should show you everything that's kind of in the city, and you may find it interesting either way. So here we go then. I am in the HTML5 client at the moment, as some of you may have noticed. It does look quite a lot prettier than the regular one, but it is the HTML5 client, so it's prone to crashing, and it doesn't really run solidly. It's yeah, it's a bit laggy. Not gonna lie, it's a bit laggy. And I have changed my graphics card, so it should work perfectly fine, especially with this, but it's the same as before. It doesn't kind of really matter what system you've got, it isn't really going to work properly. But I'm going to show it off anyway, because I'm curious what Prifddinas will look like with the HTML5, and it does look pretty, so there we go. So to get to Prifddinas from the Trahaearn and Lodestone, you literally just run up north to this little elf camp. And as soon as you're up here on the east side, there's some dense forest you can walk through, and that'll lead you straight to the entrance. Nice and easy. Doesn't really take all that long to get here, so all in all, good times. Yeah, I thought I'd show this off, as I did stream it, and some of you may have missed it, or just didn't see it at all. And yeah, I needed to remake this, and I figured it'd be nice to do it, and if I'm going to do it, may as well make it look pretty with the HTML5, you know what I mean? Yeah? HTML5 for the win, if it worked properly. But either way, here we go. So this is Prifddinas for you. Other news, they are planning to make another client, which will use kind of like the shaders and stuff you can see on screen now. But that is another story for another time, and there is a bit of a rumour, although it has been slightly confirmed. So either way, once you're here, you talk to the guards, they'll let you in, and on this ramp, first time you're here, you'll see Arianna. You talk to her, you'll get a giant ass cutscene, and it'll kind of overview Prifddinas for you. So here we go, this is Prifddinas, the new elf city that you can now finally access. It does look quite pretty. So once you're here, Arianna will be here, you talk to her, she'll give you that big ass cutscene, no problem. Once you're done, your first order of business is getting the lodestone for Prifddinas. I mean, it has to be done, you need the lodestone. You need to get back here quickly, plus the lodestone in here is actually really useful. So as you know, this place, pretty much everything inside Prifddinas you can XP on, and it all requires like a minimum of 75 in skills. And it's fairly straightforward why that is because, well, Plague's End requires 75 in pretty much every skill. So you can level up pretty much every skill here, or at least most of them, and all of them are pretty good XP methods. They all do give nice XP up here, I'm not lying, I've tried it out for a little bit. I can't give you specific numbers because I haven't really tested it properly, but the amount of XP you get is pretty huge. So this is the main central hub, and this is where you'll find the lodestone. You literally just run north into the center. So you pick up this, and this is your main hub. This is the center of the city. At the moment, it's only batch 1 that's been out, so there's only half a city to explore. I'm going to turn off the shaders a second, so hopefully this doesn't lag too much. It does get pretty bad in here with the shaders and stuff on, so. But yeah, this is your central hub. Everything is in here that you kind of really need straight off the bat. It's really convenient as well because there's a bank as well as a grand exchange literally 5 steps from the lodestone. So it is the closest to a bank. So just with that alone, it's already damn useful. So your bank and your grand exchanges are right by here. This NPC here is the equivalent of the birth up bird where you can hand in your daily challenges. There's an infinite bonfire right here, literally 2 steps away from the bank. So if you want to be leveling your fire making, this has got to be the easiest method. It's literally right on top of a bank. So you move 2 steps, get your logs, move 2 steps, burn them, move 2 steps, get your logs, rinse and repeat. So this NPC here is the equivalent of the Damarok statue. You can see the plinth right next to it is a golden one. To get these golden rocks, you must skill within Prifddinas and you'll receive the golden rocks that way. The difference between this and Damarok is this is kind of like a one-off in comparison. But in exchange, it does give you a bollock ton more XP, so win-win. These 2 NPCs, the one is the equivalent of Yuan, so you can access the Solomon store, and the other one is the equivalent of Django, so you can get your dropped items and things, the rare items, and you can get it off him. This little section here with the crystal tree, this is typically empty, but when I entered the max guild I received a crystal acorn. In order to enter, I think you need 199, and I'm assuming you'll receive the crystal acorn upon entry. But once you've got that, you can come back here, plant it, and then every 24 hours I think it is, or 24 minutes, I can't remember which one it is, you can come back to this and harvest it, and you'll gain a large chunk of XP. As you can see, 15k, can't fault it. On top of that, you can pick it to receive a crystal fruit. For the life of me off the top of my head, I can't remember what the crystal fruit's for, but it is in the design documents. The other thing worth mentioning here is you'll also find a Lunid in this main central hub, and you can enchant your crystal stuff at her. On top of that, right next to her is these 4 little portals. These will take you to Daemonheim, player-owned house, player-owned port, as well as the clan citadel. So yeah, it is convenient, the lodestone in Prifddinas, I'm not gonna lie. So much stuff just in this main area. So there's some stairs here you can go up. Around Prifddinas you'll find memorial crystals. These are shards of Seren's memories, I think. And you need to collect these for your comp cape requirement, so you will end up doing them anyway. They're fairly easy-ish to find, and once you've got them you can come here and hand them in, and then you can view all of the cutscenes and memories here. So yeah, you may very well be coming back and forth here. So that's the main hub. Not bad, eh? Quite a lot of stuff already covered. So now that we've done that, let's move on to the actual clans themselves. So just east of this main central hub is the first clan we're going to look at. And this clan kind of focuses on farming and woodcutting. And they're kind of up in the dead east / northeast of Prifddinas at the moment. And here you can already see giant yew trees and stuff you can chop down. You basically come up into this north bit, and there's 2 yew trees right here. They're giant yew trees compared to normal, as you can see. You can literally cut these down and you'll gain yew logs, and there's 2 trees right by here. On top of that, there's a bank literally just around the corner. You can't see it because the window's in the way. But there's a little small chest bank there, and you can use that to insta-bank all of your logs. On top of that, there is a compost bin, as well as a bush patch and a herb patch, so you can grow even more herbs than usual. Because, you know, everyone loves the herb. And then straight from the east of here is yet another farming patch, and this one is actually for an elder tree. You can get the elder tree seeds, I do believe, from killing or thieving from these elves. There's workers as well as warriors for this clan all around this little area. You can steal and kill from them, you receive crystal stuff if you kill them, and stealing from them, you typically earn whatever that clan is affiliated to. So these being farming and woodcutting, you'll receive stuff related to that. And there we go, HTML5 didn't last long. Ah well. Let's go back into the regular version then. Hang on a second. So yeah, HTML5 died, no real surprise there, but you've got to see it, most of it, within Prifddinas. So just to the south of this clan, you will find a flax field. Nice and convenient. And to make it even more convenient, literally the house just to its east, right by here, you will find a loom, as well as whatever the hell the other thing's called, which allows you to make capes and stuff. But both of those are there. So, just south from this bit, you will then find the Max Guild, which is right here. On the side straight away, there's 2 portals here. As soon as you come in here, you can click on one of these to assign them to a certain area. And once you've assigned them, you can right click and retune them to a different place. But you'll have a list of where these portals will instantly teleport you to. There's quite a few options, and it's going to vary which one you want to choose. It's stuff like living rock caverns, the lava flow mine, that kind of stuff. It'll teleport you to all of those. Plus you have all these banners which you can activate once you have a 99 in that skill. Once you've got max though, you can enter the actual guild itself instead of just the courtyard. And inside you will find the bank and a grand exchange straight in front of you. On top of that, there is a permanent bonfire here as well. And upstairs there's this chair. And you can click on this to find out what you need in order to get a comp cape. It's the equivalent of clicking on the cape in the Varrock Museum, but it's more convenient, it's right by here. So, there is that. And last but not least is a portal. Now this one's pretty interesting. I haven't actually used it yet, so I'm not particularly sure how close or how well it works. But this can assign you to pretty much any boss. So you click on this and it'll teleport you to the boss you want. As you can see, you've got a giant ass list here. You can set it to whichever one you want. Once it's set, you just click on the portal, it'll teleport you there. And just like the portals in the courtyard, you can right click on it to retune it to another boss. And when I say boss, I mean pretty much every single boss in RuneScape. It can teleport you to Virago, Nex, all the God Wars bosses, QBD, KBD, the Kalphite King, Kalphite Queen, Tormented Demons, Bork, all that kind of thing. Literally everywhere. So that is actually really, really useful for the maxers, because when you're maxed, pretty much just going around stabbing stuff in the face. So there we go. Really useful in that respect. So from here we're going to head to the west. This is pretty much the clan within the southeastish corner, and there's a few useful things here. Straight away there's a lot of enemies which you can kill, and these tend to drop the crystal weapons and things like that, and some nice items. On top of that, there are workers you can steal from too, so you'll be getting extra items from them. And there's a shop here, and this shop sells battle staffs. So if you've got the elite done in Varrock, that means you can buy 86, I think, from there, or 100, I can't remember which one it is. On top of that, then you can go to the Moon Clan to buy even more, and then you can come here to buy even more. So happy days in that respect. On top of that, there's a book here which you can right click, and this will switch you between your prayers as well as between your spell books. So I was trying this out for a bit, and it was switching me between ancients and normal spells. I'm not sure if you can get lunas included. Maybe you need to be on lunas when you go to the book. I'm not sure. But either way, it is convenient switching between those, even if it is just those two. Because I mean, ancients I like to use a lot in combat, and then you got your normal for pretty much everything else. On top of that, there is the fountain there as well. So from here, if you just follow it down towards the south of the city, you start to go into the Trahaearn clan. And these guys cover pretty much mining and smithing for the most part. So right in front of me here, you can see there's like a large chunk of rock here. And the one on the far right is actually a gem rock. And these are much like the gem rocks before, except, well, they are pretty much the same, except for when you try to mine it, when you successfully mine it, it'll randomly appear somewhere else on this large little mound. So basically follow it around in circles and you can mine up yourself some gems. So all in all, not bad. Nice to have a little gem rock here. To the west of that, pretty much directly west of it, is something very similar. This one is a coal rock. So you can cycle through this one and basically mine coal more or less permanently. Then in the very center is a giant mithril rock, so you can mine a lot of mithril here. And then in the northeast side of this little panel is the adamant rock. Directly west of that, you will move into the Iorwerth clan area, and this bloke right here, Movran, is actually the Slayer Master for Prifddinas. And he's a pretty good Slayer Master, I'm not going to lie, he does give you some decent tasks. On top of that, you can get these tasks and stuff from him. You can play a little minigame as well. We've got to go around and do a giant challenge of killing bosses whilst getting, well, worse and worse effects on you as you go. But you can also play the minigame here once a week. And basically click on this little cage in the center and it takes you down to the minigame. You can do it on trial runs, so you can kind of practice before you do the main run for that week. Or you can just straight up do the main run. But basically you come in here, there's a bank here, and you've got this little gate. So as soon as you pass through this gate, you'll be playing the minigame. And the minigame consists of waves of random enemies will be coming at you and you need to kill them all. It can literally be any enemies. And I think the minimum to do this is 85 Slayer. But you may very well need some extra stuff if you're doing high level, as Tormented Demons, Ice Strike Worms, Aruts, Glakers, loads of different things can come out within these waves. So you need to have a decent amount of items on you and kind of plan ahead before you start. But it is a pretty decent minigame, and it is once a week. You can get prizes from it as well from the chest, so yeah, it's not bad. You do get a decent amount of Slayer XP too. So, from the Slayer Master, if you go down into the southwest of the city, this is the Iorwerth area, which is focused on combat and Slayer for the most part. So you have the guards here, you can kill these fellas, and they'll likely drop you some crystal items, as well as some other stuff. And then you also have the workers, and it's the same instance with all the other elven clans. Every clan has kind of warriors and workers. You can steal from all of the warriors, and you can kill all of the Actually, you can kill all of the warriors and you can steal from all the workers. Each clan is affiliated with 2 skills themselves. So the Iorwerth is combat based. So stealing from the Iorwerth workers, you typically get super attack pot, super strength pot, super defense pot, and sharks. And I'll show you here. And the nice advantage of this place is when you're thieving, you just have to click once and it'll automatically keep thieving until you're caught. And the way they've done this is, well, it gives you a lot of XP. But the downside is, once you're caught, you can't steal from that particular NPC for a little while. So you just click on someone else, no problem at all. But once you've been caught 3 times, you can't steal from anyone within that clan for the next, I think it's 20 minutes. But honestly, that won't be a problem once the second half of the city comes out, because you can steal from one clan, and then once you're caught 3 times, you move on to the next one, and then you're caught, and then you move on to the next one, caught, move on to the next one, and by the time you've cycled through everything, everything else is cooled down, so you can start the cycle all over again without any breaks. So it'll be very, very quick thieving XP, and you do get some very nice items. So from the Iorwerth, you got the supersets plus the sharks. Moving over here, this is the Trahaearn, and we're following on with the mining. These are the Trahaearn stones. These give you a lot of XP, and you can get, I think it's corrupted ore is called, from these. And with the corrupted ore, you can go to the furnace just off to the side, and you smith it in there. You don't gain anything other than XP, but it's basically free smithing XP. I mean, come on. Can't really fault that. I mean, I will never turn down free smithing XP. I don't know about you, but I will not. But yeah, these are the Trahaearn stones. But just like all the other Elven clans, these 2 have workers and they also have warriors. And because these are kind of affiliated with mining and smithing, you expect when you steal from these, you'll gain something related to it, which you do actually get. So I'll show you, I'll just steal off one of these quickly. And I'm getting a lot of steel bars. So not bad. Just stealing from this clan, getting a lot of steel bars. And from the Iorwerth, which are combat based, getting the supersets and the sharks. So all in all, quite nice. On top of that, there is yet another farming patch here. I'm pretty sure this is just a regular tree patch. So you can plant your mage tree here if you want. But all in all, this is pretty much Prifddinas. The only other thing worth mentioning in the Trahaearn area is literally just to the side here. It's everything to do with smithing. So there's a furnace here as well as anvils, so you can do all of your smithing needs right here. Which is convenient because there's coal and a mithril ore and an addy ore rock literally just up to the north, so you can mine and turn it straight into bars and turn it straight into whatever else you want, and elk it here and there. If that's not your thing and you like to kind of stockpile, there's a bank literally here. So you can use this bank and go back and forth and do it that way. It's pretty quick. I think it's probably going to be about as quick as over in Port Phasmattis. That's the one. It's pretty quick there with the furnace right next to it. Same with Edgeville. It's not that much longer than using the Edgeville furnace, but this comes with the advantage of having an anvil right next to it as well. So there you go. So in a nutshell, that is Prifddinas as it is at the moment. It's pretty good. There's a lot of things you can do in here, and I highly recommend having a little gander if you can. If you've got the stats for it, I've got pretty much every single quest guide you need to gain entry, so yeah, they're all in the quest playlist if you need them. So hopefully you all enjoyed this, and with that said, I'll catch you all later. Have a good one.